U.S. corn exports collapse. This alarming headline has been making waves across the nation, causing widespread concern among farmers, policymakers, and consumers alike. But what's really happening behind these headlines? Headlines like these paint a grim picture, suggesting that the backbone of American agriculture is in jeopardy. In 2023, U.S. corn exports dropped by nearly 30% compared to the previous year, the sharpest decline in over a decade. For many, this statistic alone is enough to spark panic. The image of struggling farmers and failing crops is enough to stir anxiety and fear, suggesting American farmers are in trouble. In Iowa, for example, some family farms have reported losses of up to $100,000 due to falling export demand and rising input costs. The emotional toll is real. Farmers are facing tough decisions about their livelihoods and futures. But what if that headline is misleading, designed to incite fear and uncertainty? What if the reality is more nuanced than the sensational stories suggest? According to Dr. Emily Carter, an agricultural economist at Purdue University, a single year's export data doesn't tell the whole story. There are global factors at play, from weather patterns to international trade disputes. We've seen sensational stories before, playing on emotions to make you click and worry. These headlines often prioritize shock value over accuracy. For instance, a recent viral article claimed that America's cornfields are doomed, but failed to mention that domestic demand for corn remains strong, especially for ethanol and livestock feed. Is the American corn industry truly collapsing, or is there more to the story? Could it be that the situation is not as dire as it seems? In fact, the USDA projects that while exports are down, overall corn production in 2023 reached 15.1 billion bushels, one of the largest harvests on record. Let's uncover the truth beneath the surface of that shocking headline. We'll delve into the facts and figures that paint a more accurate picture. Experts like Dr. Carter point to shifting global markets, with Brazil and Ukraine increasing their corn exports, impacting U.S. market share. We'll examine the real trade data and destinations for American corn. For example, China, once a top buyer, reduced its imports from the U.S. by 40% last year, turning instead to South American suppliers. Meanwhile, Mexico remains a steady customer, but new trade policies could shift that balance. When we're done, you'll decide what the real story is. You'll have the information needed to form your own opinion, free from sensationalism. We'll hear from farmers, economists, and trade experts to provide a comprehensive view. The truth is often quieter than the headlines, but always more powerful. Let's begin this journey to uncover the real story behind the headlines, one rooted in facts, context, and the voices of those who know the land best. The story of a collapse is simply not true. Despite some negative headlines, the reality is far more optimistic. The data tells a story of success. Analysts have been meticulously tracking the numbers, and the results are clear. In 2023 to 2024, U.S. corn exports surged, reaching record-breaking numbers. This surge is a testament to the hard work of American farmers and the efficiency of our export systems. Total commitments hit 48.5 million metric tons, a 28% increase from last year. This significant rise highlights the growing global demand for U.S. corn. This isn't a crisis, it's booming business. Farmers are thriving, and the agricultural sector is more robust than ever. Countries worldwide are buying more American corn than ever. From Asia to Europe, the demand is unprecedented. U.S. corn is reliable and high quality, feeding livestock and fueling economies globally. It's a cornerstone of both food and energy production. The pace of exports is accelerating, with over 1.3 million tons exported in a single week. This rapid movement underscores the efficiency and capability of our export infrastructure. The story of a collapse is a myth, focusing on one small piece to distract from the bigger picture. The broader narrative is one of growth and success. U.S. corn exports are in a state of record-breaking growth. The future looks bright for American agriculture, with continued expansion on the horizon. If exports are strong, who's buying all this corn? Let's name names. Mexico is the biggest customer, purchasing a historic 17.5 million metric tons. This shows immense trust in U.S. agriculture. Japan increased purchases by 11%, committing to 8.4 million metric tons. South Korea bought 2.1 million metric tons. These countries choose American corn for its quality and dependability. Spain also emerged as a significant buyer, purchasing 1.8 million metric tons. The demand is robust and growing across continents. The world wants American corn, buying it in record amounts. The misleading headlines focus on Canada, where exports are down 40%. This is not a global trend but a local story. Canada had a record-breaking corn crop, leading to less import need. It's a matter of local supply and demand, not a rejection of American corn. Presenting this as a global catastrophe is dishonest. Critics ignore record sales to Mexico, Japan, and Spain. They focus on one market down for understandable reasons. The real reason is Canada's own successful harvest. Now you know the truth. Let's confront the myths with facts. Headlines claim U.S. corn exports are collapsing, but data shows a 28% increase. Mexico and Japan are buying more, not abandoning U.S. corn. Canada's record crop is used domestically, not replacing U.S. corn globally. The U.S. remains the dominant supplier to key partners. The crisis narrative is built on twisting one true fact. It ignores record sales and strong global relationships. When you hold the facts up, the fiction crumbles. The story of a collapse is just that, a story. What have we really learned from all this? Headlines, while attention-grabbing, can sometimes be misleading or even dangerous, especially when they build fear from isolated facts taken out of context. It's easy to get swept up in the drama of a single story, but the truth is often much more complex. Sensational headlines can shape public opinion and policy, even when they don't reflect the full reality. That's why it's so important to look beyond the surface and dig deeper into the facts. When we examined the real data, we didn't find a crisis. Instead, we discovered a story of success, resilience, and record-breaking growth in U.S. corn exports. The fields are thriving, and farmers are celebrating achievements that headlines often overlook. This is a testament to the hard work and innovation of American agriculture. This experience reminds us to approach news with healthy skepticism and to always seek out the whole story. It's not enough to accept what we're told at face value. We need to question, investigate, and verify. By doing so, we become more informed and less susceptible to misinformation. The U.S. corn export story is about more than just numbers. It's about resilience, adaptability, and the strength of global trade relationships. American corn reaches markets around the world, supporting economies and feeding millions. While Canada experienced a temporary dip in imports, the rest of the world stepped up, showing the global demand and trust in American corn. This adaptability is what keeps the industry strong even when challenges arise. Unfortunately, misleading narratives are often crafted for clicks, attention, or to push certain agendas. These stories can spread quickly, creating confusion and misinformation that's hard to correct. That's why it's our responsibility to demand facts, question what we see, and look past the tricks and tactics used to manipulate public perception. Only then can we truly understand what's happening. The real story of U.S. corn exports is a testament to American strength, determination, and the ability to overcome obstacles. It's a story worth telling, and one that deserves to be heard. So, always look for the truth. It's out there, waiting to be found, if you know where to look and are willing to dig a little deeper. So, what does the future hold for U.S. corn exports? According to agricultural economists and trade experts, the outlook is promising, but not without its challenges. Predictions suggest that global demand for corn will continue to rise, fueled by growing populations, expanding livestock industries, and the increasing use of corn in biofuels and industrial products. This means new markets and opportunities for American farmers, as well as the potential for even greater export volumes. However, the road ahead isn't without bumps. Trade policies, shifting international relations, and climate change remain significant factors that could impact export patterns. For instance, unpredictable weather can affect crop yields, while evolving trade agreements may open some doors and close others. Experts also point to the need for ongoing innovation, from sustainable farming practices to advanced logistics, to keep American corn competitive on the world stage. Despite these uncertainties, U.S. corn producers have a proven track record of adaptability and resilience. By staying ahead of trends, investing in new technologies, and forging strong partnerships with buyers around the globe, the industry is well positioned to meet future challenges head-on. The story of U.S. corn exports is still being written, and with continued dedication and smart strategies, the best chapters may be yet to come. The takeaway? The future is bright, but staying informed and adaptable will be key. As we look ahead, let's keep asking questions, seeking the truth, and supporting the innovation that drives American agriculture forward.